wronged by the country and wronged by the system.
Yeah.
This is not Islamic teaching at all.
No.
No. So yes, as a Muslim who would like Islam to be the system of life for our own benefit, I will say totally un-Islamic practice, even if that was an Islamic country. I don't know about this country, but clearly this is wrong. So I agree with you there. This is something wrong thing to do. How can you let people, like a woman who's raped, just let loose and not actually punish the criminal and support this woman who's been raped and let her bring back to the society with the confidence that she needs to bring back? If she's not given that opportunity, then the people who are not allowing all of this happening for her own, bringing back to life and to be confident to carry on her life, they're evil people. They're evil people. Wow. Okay, they need to be really, really educated on this.
Then, yeah?
Now,
Sharia is evil.
are you harassing us?
So that's why he's being ignored.
Now,
we continue. We're going to move. And
we moved away from you, so you've come here to harass us. Right. Second question, why did the Prophet ﷺ marry a child? Right?
Yeah. Okay. Why did he marry a child?
Okay.
Yeah.
Firstly,
that's a good question.
It's an excuse me, I'm not debating you, so I don't know why you're interrupting.
Oh no,
I can heckle if I want to.
Oh, so you're a heckler?
Yeah, but heckle.
So you're a heckler?
Let's move.
Would you?
Okay.
Let's move.
No,
He's ruining my conversation. Thank you.
No, Dad, got
It's not that. I'm just trying to have this question so that I can get to work.
That's a good question.
Sometimes in some societies in the past, things are different now, where people would engage very early, right? Very early. And then they will go into marriage when they reach...
What you're talking about when she bleeds? Is that
Let me clarify. When
she's
she's mature, physically,
physically
and would you... Do you want an answer, or we want to just repeat the question that you have?
I literally repeated what you just said.
But I haven't even finished. I was saying and.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track.
Do you realize?
He's under pressure.
I was just saying and. So I'm saying, in many societies, let me give you an extreme society. A society where actually, I was born there. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're calling from Indian subcontinent. For thousands of years, it was considered a societal wrong to woman to go into her husband's house while she has menstruated. So she needs to be a child under the age of puberty to get married, and then she goes into her husband's house. If she actually became an adult by physically maturing herself and also maybe intellectually maturing herself, this is like something societal wrong. How can you do that? You can't have that. Just like many other practices they had, when women, if her husband died, she had to jump to the fire willingly, called shati. It's a practice of widow burning herself when her husband died. That was the practice then.
Yeah.
So these things are of the past. In Islam, we have certain practices, certain principles, which you may not like. For example, our Islam says very clearly, we have no relationship between man and man. Islam does not consider this is a good relationship. But society today, for example, has legislated that if you are homophobic, then you may be actually penalized. Because if you say that two men or two women, by their mutual consent, have gone to have a relationship. So now, as we realize, societal customs changes over time, right? In this country, there are many things that were considered to be a criminal act. Now is something like very much recommended. So marrying someone young was a practice in various countries around the world for centuries, right? At that time, you would not be asking that question. Why are you marrying so young? Because that would have been a norm of the society then.
We used to, in England, we used to like chop off people's heads because they stole. In England, we used to have public execution. Now, murder is demonized because it is wrong. It's a moral sin,
Was it moral sin then?
Well, it was. At the end of the day, all of those people that killed all of those people, they may not be around anymore.
Punishment changes.
But they are still going to be in hell. for that, they are going to be still living out the, you know, the
punishment has
repercussions
changed.
of their sins.
Punishment
That
has
is the
changed,
thing.
right?
So the punishment has changed,
Good.
the attitude has changed, but it
the
doesn't
morality
change.
don't change.
The
Okay.
morality doesn't change.
So let's go back again.
That's why I'm trying to.
Let's go back to the example.
But I have appreciated that you've been talking. I would like to equally have response back.
I haven't
to what
responded to you yet.
But that's what I'm saying. You
I haven't
tried to get
responded
that.
yet. I
But
want to give you a picture so you understand.
You're giving me the background, mate.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
understood the background that in many
Very
other
good.
countries
So now,
it is bad,
giving you the
yeah?
background, let me now answer your question.
That why did Muhammad marry
Yeah.
a child?
Do you have any problem if he married someone who is physically and mentally mature?
But are you saying that because
I'm asking a general question.
I'm saying that if Muhammad married I don't know how old she was, how old exactly she was.
I asked you
so she was
a general question to answer your question.
6 years old.
6 years old or 10. Okay, what? Anyway, so
Married at
anyway,
6, had
if
sex
we're
with that
saying
man.
that she is under the age of 18 years old, she is a child at that point, yeah? Just because someone has physically bled at the age of 10 years old, it does not mean that they are then classed as a woman, yeah?
I didn't ask you that
But
question.
that's
I
what-
asked you
no,
something different.
That's what, but you have said
What's my
because she is
question?
physically. Are you saying I have a problem against Muhammad marrying someone who is physically and mentally mature? But are we saying that if a child at the age of 10 years old deems themselves physically and mentally mature, that paedophilia then becomes exempt?
What is pedophilia?
Exactly, mate.
No,
That's what you're saying. That is what is in your
sorry,
culture.
sorry. My sister.
Yeah? Would
You
would
are
wanna
coming
have,
up-
Would you want to have sex with your sister
Excuse
if she was
me.
10 years old? No.
Excuse me.
But that's what I'm
Excuse me.
saying,
It's a
mate.
good question.
That's
Would you
what I'm
have sex
saying.
with a 6-year-old child
Exactly.
with a 9-year-old child?
This is the thing.
That's
but
the question.
In practices,
Sister.
because it happened, yeah. I'm not saying you agree.
But
with
you're not actually listening
Let
to
her
my
finish.
response yet.
Let her finish.
What I was asking you is this.
This guy.
Do you have anything, objection-wise, if someone marries...
If she's under the age of 18 years old, yes,
I haven't
do.
even finished my question.
Because you just said,
Excuse
if
me.
they,
How can we have a conversation to help you understand your objections?
He's trying to put you on a corner.
When you're not
answering the
even,
question, trying to
you're not
push you to a
even
corner
engaging
to try
with
to overwhelm
my
her with
response.
his
What I'm asking you is this.
Stick to
Would
the
you
question,
have
don't
a
empty for
problem
her.
if someone marries someone else
Yeah.
who are physically and mentally mature?
No, but what defines that in your definition then?
Good.
Is what I'm
So,
trying to get to.
very good. So now, in general, maybe not specifics, in general, you would not have a problem if someone marries someone else when they're physically and mentally mature. Good. My next point.
Yeah.
At what age
Yeah.
do man and woman
Yeah.
physically and mentally mature? Can we put an age to it?
18 years old.
18 plus. 18 are
It's
not
a very
mature.
simple question. Was Aisha mature? That's the
So
question.
Maybe
when you
not
say
mentally mature.
when you say
Was Aisha
18,
mature?
Yeah.
so what is your evidence based that man or woman only become physically and mentally mature when they're 18 years old?
Because
Now I'm
it's-
challenging that assertion.
Because it is
It's a red herring.
it's designed.
Red herring.
It is. Wait, hold on. I can't even think of the word right now. But
The question
anyway,
is-
so
can you
yeah,
shut up?
question is,
basically,
was Aisha mature?
by science,
That's the
yeah,
question,
by
then, I don't-
science, you cannot like in different countries, yeah. For example, in America, you can drive a car at the age of 16, yeah. They deem that you can drive a car at the age of 16 in America. In this country, you cannot drive a car if you are 16 years old unless you are disabled, yeah. So by that circumstance, you would have to be 18 years old, well, 17 years old to get your provisional, and then to be driving at the age of 18 years old. So that is defined by law that you are an adult at that age to be able to do that. So that is why I'm saying to you the differences between law and physical kind of, you know, like makeup that justify you whether you're an adult or whether you're not an adult are defined throughout history by the fact that you may be 18 years old, but in another country you may not be able to drink. So it's different, but the premise is still the same. At the age of 18 years old, you are then deemed by your country that you are an adult and that you are then responsible for your own thoughts, you're responsible for your own decisions, you don't get treated like a child, if you murder someone, you will be treated like an adult, yeah? And that's why I'm saying there is a different level because, you know, a girl can be 14 years old and go into puberty early, yeah? But that doesn't mean that, as you say, man, she is mentally mature. An 18-year-old, yeah, may still live at home, she may have everything done for her, she may be an adult, but she may act like a 4-year-old child, yeah? That is what I'm saying, but mentally, biologically, there is that thing that is separate away from physically determining by your age, by your bones. You know, they genetically test your bones. If someone dies and they find your remnants, they can see how old you are by your bones. That is something you cannot, you know, determine by law.
The
you
people
cannot
are
determine.
responsible on the...
Brother, are you debating or is she debating?
It's interesting what you said. I asked you for evidence base
Yeah.
for the age of 18 being an age
Yeah.
that has been fixed for a man or woman to be mentally and physically ready and physically able to, you know, have relationship, okay, of sexual nature. You can answer that if you have time.
Oh no, it's not that. I just need to check if
Okay.
I got some time. I got about 10 minutes.
So an adult is a person who's 18 years old, and the evidence you provided was, look at the driving laws. So your driving laws,
Well,
you
I
can't...
said it was mainly science-based. Sorry. Those were examples.
Which,
of
look-
science determined by your bones, determined by how old your bones are. That is what I'm saying. Determines how old you are.
Science, in any scientific publication, in anywhere on planet Earth, I'm being very generous, has not determined that a man or woman becomes an adult at the age of 18 biologically. This is a myth. There is no scientific publication, any peer-reviewed journal, any book on planet Earth. Do you hear my point? My sister, listen. This is a challenge to all of people around here who's listening. No book on planet Earth, peer-reviewed, a scientific publication or a science journal, right, has ever said a man or a woman becomes an adult at the age of 18 biologically, right? So this is an absolute myth, and it's a totally wrong assertion to make. So science has not determined. In fact, biologically, women can become women at different ages. Some woman becomes a woman. Excuse me.
Guys, that's incredible.
Biologically, when the woman starts changing her own body, right?
You have sex with a 9-year-old child.
When her body changes, like a man's body changes, there's a time when she gets ready for conception and birth. This state of being of a woman or a man is different from society to society, from culture to culture, from nation to nation.
Yeah.
Some nation will have women is totally ready for conception and birth when they are 8 years old.
What? No.
Excuse me, listen.
That's genetics, man.
Excuse me.
But that's what I'm saying
Excuse
about
me.
early starting.
Can I finish my point? You find it.
Well,
you're just preaching.
Look.
Because
You find it strange. Even in England, we had a couple. I used to carry that newspaper cutting. You know what? For many times.
What? Because it was like a to your theory.
Because there are many people who come here and say, you know what? You become an adult only when you're 21. Because in some countries, do you agree?
Yeah.
In some countries.